is broken. Let's be real. You wake up exhausted. Your brain is foggy. Your gut is a mess. You're bloated. Your joints hurt. Your skin breaks out. Your weight won't budge. Your hormones are out of whack. You've got no libido, mood swings, anxiety, depression. And here's the worst part. They tell you you're normal. It's part of aging. Look, we've been sold a lie. The system is designed to keep you sick. It's not just flawed, it's fundamentally rigged against you. Chronic illness is a $1 trillion a year industry. Big pharma profits from illness. Doctors are trapped. They're trained to diagnose and prescribe drugs, not to heal the root of the problem. Hospitals and insurance companies play the game. They inflate costs, deny real treatment options, and they push you through a cycle that keeps you stuck. How's that working out for you? Are you getting any better? Or are you just collecting more and more diagnoses and more prescriptions? The truth is, to break free of this corrupt system, you must understand that self-care is the real healthcare. What if we told you that the solutions to your health problems are literally in your hands or just a click away? You see, BioLimitless is the solution. It's not just another healthcare program. It's a science-based, data-driven approach that actually works. We look at the 5 pillars of real health. We manage your genetics. We look at your DNA and tell you how you should live your genetic lifestyle. We'll give you the map, the keys in the car, and the blueprint for you to learn how to eat, sleep, move, think well so you can be well. We look at your central nervous system, the master control switch. If it's out of balance, everything else suffers. We look at the autonomic nervous system. This regulates chronic stress. We look at cellular health and function. We look at the real true control switches for cellular health and cellular function, which is the key to looking young, feeling young, and having longevity. We look at the microbiome. BioLimitless gives you the tools to truly understand your body and how to optimize it at every level. You must understand that self-care is the real healthcare. Because here is the deal, folks. No one is coming to save you. Not your doctor, not your pharmaceutical company, not your government. You have to take it into your own hands. BioLimitless is the answer. It's time to wake up. It's time to take your life back. It's time to become BioLimitless. Let's get started. Hey, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hope you're having a blessed day wherever in the world you are. Dr. Eric Nepute is here with all of you tonight, all across the globe, doing our AMA, Ask Me Anything. It's been an amazing, beautiful day. Hope you guys all had a blessed day wherever in the world you guys are. If you have any questions, pop them in the chat below. We're going to do a little conversation tonight. I've got a couple of the Ask Me Anything questions that a lot of you guys have sent in already. It's for our team to have me answer live. And I'll just tell you, it's amazing. It's amazing the results that we've been getting. It's amazing the stories that you guys have been telling us. And I'll just tell you, I'm humbled with all the work that we've been doing together. So let me know where you guys are watching from. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hey, Claudia. Hey, Shelly. Hey, Marlon. Hope you guys are well. Lori, hello. Jody, hello. Marcus, hello. We'll give everybody a second. Oh man, Lori says it's 75 degrees in Vegas, baby. That's like being on the sun where we're at. I'll give everybody just a second and we'll jump on. Put your questions in the chat. Let's start a conversation. Any questions you've got about any health and wellness stuff, let's get into it. Let me just put this on real quick. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hey, let's do this. Let's start with, hey, there's Miss Katie. Hey, Katie. Good evening, Miss Katie. Hope you're doing well wherever in the world you guys are. So let me answer this question. Okay. So, and yeah, I heard it, Katie, I heard it's really nice in California today. I heard it's like 90. I mean, one of my friends sent me a video that he's down in Orange County. He's a doctor friend of mine down in Seal Beach. And or Costa Mesa is where he's at. And he said it's like 90. Everybody's outside in their bikinis and Speedos, and we're still all bundled up. It's a heat wave here in Missouri. It's like 25. So we are looking forward to the sun coming back, and hopefully all is good there. So let's talk about this. So the question is about detox. Okay. Here's what I want you to understand. The human body is always detoxifying, always. What we're doing is we are unblocking the blockages in the detoxification pathways with the Detox Pro Plus formula, with the cell signal, and even with the master microbiotics. Okay. Now, Katie, you asked me a question. How long does the detox last and ongoing, especially when someone starts on the BioLumis products? Here's what I'll tell you. Detoxification happens all the time. Every day, 24/7, our body is constantly detoxifying. Now, if you're helping the body open up those pathways, if you're saying, well, how long does it take for somebody to detox? Now, I want to know a little bit more about the question you're asking because I think you're asking me last time you said like a family member of yours, their skin was breaking out or something of that nature. Please, everybody hear me. The only time that you will get skin outbreaks or you will get a Herxheimer reaction or flu-like stuff when you are doing a detox protocol is if either your bowels aren't moving like they're supposed to, if you're not having at least one bowel movement a day, if you're not breathing properly, and if you're not sweating, then guess what happens? It's going to leach out through your skin. And it's going to do that until that is out of your system. So you can speed that up by making sure you're having 1 to 2 bowel movements a day. Okay. So if she says her whole body's burning with a fire feeling, that's not detox. Something else is going on with this person. Okay. Now, I would love to have a conversation with them and then I can bring them into the community and we can have a conversation about it a little bit deeper. But if someone's got burning in their body, their detox pathways are blocked. Remember, I did a workshop with you guys. We talked about this. There are four steps to detoxification. And if any of those 4 are not open, if they're blocked, your body cannot detox properly and your cells will not work. Let's start with the very last step. The last step is having a bowel movement. You should have 1 to 2 regular bowel movements every day. They shouldn't be diarrhea. They should be, loose to moderately consistent stool. Okay. If you're not doing that once to twice a day, we recommend the BioLimitless osmolarity recipe, which is 4 to 6 ounces of warm to room temperature water. It's a teaspoon to a tablespoon of organic sea salt. It's a squeeze of lemon and lime for flavor. And it's 2 droppers full of the Detox Pro Plus formula. You do that in the morning. That'll help get the bowels and everything moving throughout the day. You do it in the evening time, same ingredients, but this time in the evening, you add a half a teaspoon up to a full tablespoon of chia seeds. Let those chia seeds soak, and you might need to grind them up or break those seeds a little bit. And you'll basically have kind of like a tapioca, like a little pudding type thing. You'll drink that down. That'll keep the bowels moving. If the bowels are not moving, the body's going to have a problem. Okay. Number 2. Okay. Number 2, the liver. Okay. If the liver is not open, this is probably your friend's problem. If they feel like their skin is burning, okay, their liver is probably severely congested. Have them do this. Take a screenshot of this. Have them make something called the Warrior's Blood Tea. Okay. This is a really powerful, you guys take a screenshot of this or remember this. This is a really powerful formula that we recommend to the vast majority of our patients whenever they're going through cleansing and detoxification, especially if there's stress on the liver and if there's stress on the kidneys. And that is a very common stressor because most people have issues with the liver. All right. And so what you can do is you can make this Warrior Blood tea. You choose 2 of these teas. You can do all 4 if you want, but choose 2 of these teas. Okay. Either eucalyptus, hyssop, hibiscus, turmeric, and ginger. Okay. I like to add turmeric and ginger to all my teas, but grab 2 or 3 of these, put them in 64 ounces of water, let it steep for about 30 minutes. Usually let it sit overnight. It's totally fine. And then you can add a half a cup of lemon or lime juice. I usually add lemon to mine. You can put a little sweetener in there if you want, a little stevia or a little honey, and then store in a glass jug in the refrigerator. And drink a couple of these, 2, 3, 4 of these a day. Excuse me. It'll keep the liver open. And that will help you deal with some of the issues that are happening if your body's having some type of a Herxheimer reaction, because these formulas are made for your body not to. So if someone's having that, then Katie, then they've got to open up their system. So the liver's congested. By the way, the Detox Pro Plus does help open up the liver, but sometimes we need to add some milk thistle, or we need to add some Tudca, TUDCA. It's a bile salt. It's a very healthy bile salt that's really good for thinning out the gallbladder and the bile in the body. Do that, okay? Step 2 on it, okay, so I already said bowels, liver. Then this one, number 2, is the lymphatics. Have them start going for a walk, Katie. Have them get on a vibration plate and shake out their lymphatics. There's congestion somewhere in the body. They're not allergic to anything that they're taking. They're not allergic to the detox formula. They're not allergic to the cell signal. They're not allergic to master microbiotics. What's happening is their body has toxins inside of it that now are being released, and it's trying to come out. And the bowels are blocked, or the liver's blocked, or the lymphatics blocked, or the cells. Remember, number 1, the cells have to signal to open up. And that's why we use the cell signal formula to open up the cells and drain the toxins out of the cells. So please have them do that. This should not be difficult to fix. It's actually pretty simple. But if somebody has any of those symptoms, if they use the Detox Pro Plus formula, that means those people have some worse things going on. Okay. Much worse things going on. Okay. Okay. Claudia says, hey, from North Carolina. Hey, Claudia, hope you're well. Marin says, hey, Doc, do you have any natural solutions to whooping cough? Yeah, we do, actually. The first thing that you want to do is, well, I'll tell you, you want to get rid of the whooping cough quick? Get some marshmallows and honey. I know you're going to be like, what? Yep, get some marshmallows and honey. So honey, local honey, take a little spoonful, like a teaspoon of that. That can coat the throat, especially if it's local honey and local organic honey. It's got the local flora and fauna in it. That'll coat the throat. That'll take that tickle out of the cough, and that'll stop that barking whoop cough that's going on. Okay, it reduces the cough. It's also antimicrobial. It's also soothing. So whooping cough, it's very common, by the way. It's very common. We see it quite often. And those are some things there's some herbal things you can do. Mullein, you can drink mullein tea, Mullein, or you can use like the tincture of mullein. Those are beneficial as well. I'm a huge fan of using nebulizers or diffusers if you don't have a nebulizer. And in the nebulizer, you can put, number 1, put your water in there. Get some silver if you can. I like the Argentine 23 or colloidal or hydrolyzed silver. Put that in the nebulizer. Put some sea salt, organic sea salt, in the nebulizer. If you can get some eucalyptus oil and frankincense oil and put that in the humidifier or the diffuser or the nebulizer, breathe that in a few times. You can also do you can also put a little hydrogen peroxide in there. Breathe that in for about 3 minutes or so. That'll kill any microbes and bacteria in there, and it can also soothe the throat. So those are big ones. I'm a big fan of eucalyptus tea with any type of respiratory stuff. And then you got to make sure that you're hydrating these people, okay? Marion, you got to make sure you're getting lots of hydration because a lot of people will get dehydrated with this. So drinking warm fluids is the key, not cold. Cold is going to agitate and exacerbate coughs of all kinds, especially whooping cough. So I would encourage you to drink warm fluids like warm bone broth with extra sea salt in it, because that salt is the minerals that really can make a big difference. And then obviously avoid like no burning candles around them, no wallflowers, no fragrances, no smoke, all that kind of stuff. You got to cut the sugar out of their diet for like 7 to 14 days because sugar is going to exacerbate all sicknesses and all kinds of respiratory issues. So those are the things. I mean, whooping cough that's what you do. If that doesn't clear up in a couple of days, let me know and I'll show you some other things that you can use, but that usually does the trick. A lot of times we'll also, with any respiratory issue, we'll add zinc, usually around, if you're actively sick, between 50 and 150 grams a day of magnesium, of zinc glycinate is really beneficial. And then vitamin D3. Anyone who has respiratory distress, respiratory coughs, respiratory illnesses, we might put them on 20,000 upwards to 100,000 international units a day of vitamin D3 for like 3 to 5 days. And then we'll back it down to that normal 10,000 I use a day after that. So please try that, Marion, and keep us posted. Okay. Hey, Shelly, hope you're doing well. Good evening to you. Lori's bragging. She says it's 75 in Vegas. That's amazing. Okay. Shelly says, hey, Doc, which website should I buy the digest from? So we use a formula of digest. Okay, we'll have, by the way, right now, if you go to shop.stlwellness.com, shop.stlwellness.com, you can go there and purchase that. Just type in digest. You'll see the digest. It's got our logo on it. We should have within the next few weeks, we have our Bio Limitless formula of digestive enzymes coming out, Shelly. So you'll be able to get those on the website. And here's the reality is that the vast majority, some like 90% of individuals over the age of 30 do not produce enzymes on their own anymore. And if you don't produce enzymes, you can't break down and digest your food properly. So you're literally putting fuel inside your body, but you're not absorbing it. And then what happens is your body causes an immune response and an inflammatory response to that undigested food. And that then causes your body to have what's called digestive leukocytosis, which left unchecked over time can lead to autoimmune issues. So in my opinion, every human being over the age of 30, at least 35, should be taking a digestive enzyme with their meal. Okay. So that's a big one. All right. Let's see. We got Julie. Julie says, hey, Doc, I'm in Minnesota. We lost connection last time. Who knows? Sometimes I get shut off. The powers that be don't like us talking too much together a lot of times. Vitamin D levels are 94. Perfect. Okay, listen. let me give you a cheat sheet for vitamin D. Okay. Here's the cheat sheet. 30 and below causes disease. Okay. 30 and below causes disease. 30 and below on a blood test of vitamin D causes disease. 30 to 60 is kind of just, that's what a lot of people will tell you to be in that wheelhouse. Okay. That's kind of like, okay levels. Not great, okay. You go 60 to 80, those are great levels. Those are really great. 60 to 80 is amazing. If I want to stop, reverse, prevent, and help with illnesses and disease, I want it to be between 80 and a 100. I don't want that vitamin D going above 110, 120. So 94 is awesome. That's really good. Just please make sure if you're taking high doses of vitamin D3, which I'm a big fan of, make sure that at least once a year, if not twice a year, you're getting a blood test to look at your vitamin D levels and getting a blood test to look at your calcium levels. If calcium goes above a 10, make sure you're taking vitamin K2. We don't want too much D that's going to mobilize calcium out of the bones, mobilize it into the muscles, into the vessels, into the nerves, okay? And then it's always good at least one time a day when you take vitamin D to take some magnesium with it. Taking magnesium in the morning helps give you energy and keeps your body going. Taking magnesium glycinate in the evening time helps the GABA receptors go up in the brain, helps your body start to chill out, relax, and go to sleep, okay? Ann says, good evening from Indiana. Hope you guys are good, Miss Ann. Hey, Miss Christine, good to see you in Texas. Hope you're well. Ed, hey, what's up, buddy? Ed in Indiana, good to see you too, not backwards. Apparently, I'm always backwards for you, Ed. Love you, brother. Hope you guys are good. Miss Amber, hope you're well. Amber says, good evening, and thank you for your helpful information. I appreciate that. Appreciate you as well. Miss Catherine says, hey, Doc, you have any suggestions for how to heal from severe gluten inflammation? Yes. Get it out of your body. Like, stop eating it, number one, okay? You can also push a lot of gluten out by drinking a lot of water with good, healthy sea salt and lemon juice in it, okay? Lemon or key lime is really good. I start my day off a lot of mornings with a warm glass that has a little bit of that in it, salt and warm lemon water. What else is really good for gluten? You got to avoid it. You need to get yourself on a plant-based multi-enzyme. Those enzymes will help your body deal with the gluten problems that you've got. Gluten is a problem with a lot of folks. I'm going to tell you glyphosate is a bigger issue, and it's probably the glyphosate that affects a lot of folks. And that glyphosate, we have to use something to pull those toxins out. And we use a formula, Kathy, called Detox Pro Plus to pull glyphosate or glyphosate, whatever you want to call it. It's the bad stuff that Monsanto made. And then when it got really bad, they got sued, lost $3.8 billion in a civil lawsuit. Bayer bought Monsanto out, and that's how that happened. But gluten, you can get gluten out of your system with the Detox Pro Plus as well, but you got to avoid it. You got to go on a high protein diet because minimizing if you got gluten in your system, minimizing your carbs is a really smart thing to do because the carbohydrates, when you digest them, leave off a waste product called calcium oxalate. And calcium oxalate builds up in the body, in the cells as well, and that could keep that gluten in. So what I tell folks if they've got gluten inflammation is go on a carnivore diet for about a week, and then load up on like 2 to 3 liters of water a day. Put some lemon and some lemon juice and some salt in there, and then use that Detox Pro Plus formula. 7 days, 14 days, that stuff's cleaned out of your body. You got to avoid that. Okay. Perfect. I also DM'd you about another question. Okay, great. They'll get it to me. Okay. They'll get it to me. Alina says, is it good for blood circulation? Is what good for blood circulation? Alina, what are you talking about? Let's talk about moving the blood a little bit. So let's talk about foods and nutrition first. Cayenne pepper is fantastic for moving the blood. I'm a big fan of cayenne pepper. Turmeric and curcumin can move the blood as well. That's a real good one. I'm a big fan of nitric oxide that's also in beetroot extract. Big fan of that. Okay. Those are all real good blood movers in the body. And listen, that's a good place to start. But if you want to move the blood, you got to move the body. Deep breathing exercises, doing diaphragmatic breathing exercises, getting in a sauna, a hot bath, a hot shower, a hot bath with Epsom salt, like about a pound of Epsom salt and a cup of borax. Really good for moving the blood and good for circulation. But really, if you don't move your body, you lose your body. That's a big component of all this. So that's a real big deal. But let me know what else you want to know about moving the blood, because there's a lot of things you can do to move the blood in the body. Hey, Denise, hope you're doing well here in Missouri. Let's see. Hey, good evening from Japan, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Okay, let's talk. Love my Japanese folks. Love the Japanese folks. I'm looking forward to going back to Japan very, very soon. So, yes, good evening from Japan. Arigato gozaimasu. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for being here. And listen, there's a lot that can be done for Raynaud's phenomenon. Raynaud's, just so you know, Raynaud's phenomenon is known as sympathetic nerve overload. The sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight response in the nervous system is going too fast. And that's why people a lot of times will get cold hands and fingers. Sometimes they'll turn white. A lot of times there's blockage in the vagus nerve. Usually Raynaud's is a vagus nerve problem. Remember, the vagus nerve, 20% of that vagus nerve is in the upper cervical spine. 80% of that vagus nerve is in the GI tract. So first of all, movement of the body is essential. It's a non-negotiable for Raynaud's. And so, going for a 10-minute walk after each meal, pushing some weights, light weights or middle of the road weights 2 or 3 times a week is good. I'm a big fan of osteopathic and chiropractic joint manipulations of the neck, doing some neck extension exercises. That is really powerful for getting the blood supply and the nerves going back into the hands and the feet. We have a whole series that we've done on vagus nerve exercises, and I've got over 12 exercises that we teach people on the vagus nerve. I want to make sure you get the vagus nerve exercise protocol, doing vagus nerve exercise. You can even go to YouTube and look up vagus nerve exercises. That'll help with Raynaud's phenomenon. I put all of my patients that have Raynaud's on the cell signal formula. That helps a lot because it opens up the methylation pathways, helps the body move from sugar burner to a fat burner. And I will tell you that we try to do everything we can with all of our patients who have Raynaud's to be put on what's called a ketogenic type of a diet, where the diet is high good fat. About 50 to 60% of the diet is good fats, fish, butters, nuts, oils, coconut oils, MCT oils, extra virgin olive oils, those kinds of things. And then it's protein, about 30, 40% of your diet's protein, and then just a little bit of carbohydrates. That is really the plan of attack. But there's always a physical component, to Raynaud's. But you got to start doing some vagus nerve exercises. Please keep me posted. Direct message me if you need any more help with what's going on with Raynaud's. I'm happy to help with that. And I hope everything is going well in Japan. And I look forward to seeing you all very soon on my next trip to Japan. Katie says, hey, Doc. Oh, hey, I appreciate you too. Please share that with your family and keep me posted, okay? Mary Kay says, how do you detox your lungs? Well, that's a big one, right? One of the best ways to detoxify your lungs is doing deep breathing exercises. Okay, literally like deep breathing. I don't mean like just taking a deep breath in and blowing out. I mean like extra breaths in and then really breathing it out. You can look up something called box breathing. Box breathing exercises is really powerful to do. Mullein, Mullien, mullein tea or a mullein tincture is fantastic for helping get toxins out of the lungs. Big fan of mullein. The Detox Pro Plus, this helps detoxify the lungs as well. It's a very powerful detox formula. Doing some nebulizers. Get a nebulizer, and in the nebulizer, put water, put also some salt, like a good, half a teaspoon of salt. Put inside there also 3% hydrogen peroxide. You can put a little of the mullein tincture in there, eucalyptus oil, and peppermint oil, and breathe that in once or twice a day. That'll help get, and I mean, really breathe that in. Do some diaphragmatic breathing exercises. You can even start practicing like blowing up balloons. I know it sounds crazy, but resistance breathing like that, blowing into your hand or blowing up a balloon, will help get those lungs to open up as well. Those are big ones. And then high doses of vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 is essential for lung health. And then you got to keep your body hydrated. Okay, Mary Kay, those are great questions. Okay. All right. Kelly says, hey, Doc, what are your thoughts on grounding sheets? Trying natural ways to reduce inflammation. Also, do you have natural ways to reduce glucose? Yeah, totally do. Stop eating sugar. Okay. Listen, I'm just telling you, you're getting too many carbohydrates in your body. You want a good natural GLP-1 agonist, so you don't got to get these shots that people are doing. Eat a high protein diet. Get a diet that's got at least 50 to 60% of your diet is protein. That'll lower glucose immediately. Stop eating anything other than meat, fats, and vegetables. No fruits, okay? Not while you're trying to lower glucose. No bread, no pasta, no juice, no soda, none of that kind of stuff. No milk. You can have cheese. Those are fine. And cottage cheese is fine, but no milk. Yogurt's fine, but no milk, okay? Cinnamon. Cinnamon is a natural GLP-1 agonist that can help. Berberine is way better. We use a formula called Berbacore. Berbacore is 5 times stronger than just regular berberine. If you take berberine with each meal, it works just like metformin, but without the side effects. In fact, it works better than metformin without the side effects. So those are things that you can do, okay? Give those a go. And then, hey, by the way, grounding sheets, I'm a huge fan of them. Okay? If I could keep them on my bed, that would be amazing. But every time I put them on there, my wife keeps taking them off. That's a whole nother conversation. But I'm a huge fan of grounding sheets. I think all my kids have grounding sheets on now. I'm a big grounding kind of guy. Now, it's not easy as it used to be to do that outside normally. I mean, I'm outside shoeless and shirtless as much as I can, because being outside in nature and grounding is powerful. But yeah, that can reduce inflammation. And by the way, lowering glucose levels can as well. By the way, intermittent fasting is a really powerful way, Kelly, to lower your sugar levels, glucose and insulin. It's really more insulin that you want to lower than glucose. Glucose isn't necessarily the problem as much as insulin is. So instead of eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, have either breakfast and lunch or lunch and dinner. And every once in a while, have what they call OMAD, 1 meal a day. Okay. But do your absolute best. Do your absolute best to try to mitigate and minimize your carbohydrates, except for vegetables. Okay. That's a whole different ballgame. Okay. Cherie, God bless you too. Appreciate all you guys from all over the globe. Denise, that's right. That's the website. If you guys are looking, there's a website I put together over the last 22 years. I've had so many people ask me about all kinds of nutritional products and formulas and etc. If you go to the website, shopstlwellness.com, those are there. Those are things that I recommend. Okay. So you can go there and check that out. Okay. Let's see. Let's go. Yeah. Hey, Marcy. Hey, what's up, Marcy? Marcy and Robert. Hope you guys are well. Let's talk about sinus infections. Okay. Dang it. I don't have one down here. I think I took it to my office. But you want to know the magic cure for sinus infections? There's 3 things I use. Go get a Neomed sinus rinse. Let me show you what they look like. Neomed sinus rinse. Okay. This is what they look like. These little Neomeds, are amazing. And they're $20 at Walgreens, and they will last you for a very, very long time. Okay. This is not the best picture, but at least it'll give you an idea. Let me see. That's not what I want to show you. Gosh. Okay, Neomed sinus rinse. Usually I have them on my desk down here. Neomed sinus rinse. Go get a Neomed sinus rinse kit bottle. Here we go. It looks like this right here. Okay, let's see if I can. How do I do that so it doesn't? All right, there you go. Y'all see that? That's what a Neomed sinus rinse looks like. Man, I really suck. Somebody drop a Neomed sinus rinse kit in there. That's what it looks like. You can buy them at $4, $5. You can get them cheap. Go get one of those. Okay. It's a little sinus rinse. Go get some povo iodine. Povo iodine. It has to be povo iodine. Povo iodine is very inexpensive. You put about 5 to 10 drops inside that Neomed sinus rinse solution. It comes with a little sinus rinse packet that has salt in it. Put that salt solution in there, fill it up with water to the fill up line, then put some silver in there. Put about a teaspoon of silver, Argentine 23, hydrolyzed silver, colloidal silver, whatever it is you use. Rinse out your sinuses 2 or 3 times a day while you're dealing with that infection. You should rinse them out once a day anyway, just from a hygiene standpoint. That iodine will kill the sinus infection, and so will the silver on contact. But listen, folks, the only reason why people continually will get sinus infections is because they don't have enough good microbiome bacteria in their sinuses. And so using the master microbiotics will help. Eating fermented foods will help. Antibiotics destroy that microbiome. So, there's a lot of stuff that we do and that can mess that up. But that sinus rinse is powerful. And by the way, Marcy, if you got teeth issues going on, okay, the nerves in the teeth wire right up into the sinuses. So teeth issues and sinus issues are like peanut butter and jelly. They go together all the time, okay? But I'm telling you, you got that sinus infection going on. Doing that rinse, like I told you, will help. Hot water, breathing in a hot, humid water, like in a shower or a humidifier. I'd put a humidifier in your room at nighttime and just put some sea salt in there and water. The more salt you put in, the more the mist comes out of there. But if you do that, that'll keep your sinuses lubricated and not dried out. That's if they dry out, you're going to feel an infection with that. Okay. You're going to totally feel an infection with that. Okay. All right. Good question. Katie says, hey, can you give your little dogs cell signal? Nah, you don't need to do that. They don't need your B vitamins. Dogs do really good with the Detox Pro Plus, and they do really good with the Master Microbiotics. That's all they'll be fine with. They don't need to mess with the B vitamins and all that. But Detox Pro Plus, and I try every day when we feed our dogs. We have a bulldog, and we make its food. We cook its food, and because they're just so hypersensitive, and we put some of that Detox Pro Plus on there. And I've got a really unique thing coming out real soon that you guys are going to love that we can give to our animals as well. But great question. Okay. Ann says, hey, I'm super sensitive to scents and smells, fabric softeners, laundries. Some of the scents make me want to gag. Here's what I'll tell you. There's a lot of things that can cause that. Sometimes a zinc deficiency can cause hypersensitivities to any type of smells and whatnot, and fragrances. I'll tell you also, if your body is deficient in vitamin A, it'll get really dry as well. So A and zinc, I've seen those cause hypersensitivity. So you can get vitamin A and cod liver oil, and then zinc. Try the zinc. Do zinc for a little while. Did you has this always been the case, or is this a new thing that just fired up? Because sometimes hormone imbalances like low progesterone can cause sensitivities to certain environmental fragrances and laundry detergents and whatnot. And then here's the reality too, and I'm just going to tell you this.
some people's bodies are just genetically wired to be a little bit more sensitive to things because your pathways don't open as well. Okay. And so just knowing that, okay, just knowing that is huge. Okay. Leanne says, hey, I'm coming to see you in March. Cool. That sounds good. Saw you a couple years ago. Awesome. Ordered the triple stack in DNA. I'm hypothyroid and Hashimoto's, working on gluten, dairy free. So exhausted all the time. Okay. Well, that triple stack will help you. When you come, I can't wait to see your genetic test as well, so we can see what's going on. Leanne, I look forward to seeing you again really soon. Remember, Hashimoto's has a lot to do with your liver. It also has that cell signal formula is going to help you a ton. And then we'll check your hormones when I see you as well. Okay. Great. Okay. Miss Sarah, hope you're doing well. Miss Sarah, how much vitamin C should we be taking daily? And how much when trying to boost the immune system? Okay. Real good question. So, everybody's body's a little different. And I don't know if you guys know this, but the world leading researcher, the most published and notoried person for vitamin C was Linus Pauling. Linus Pauling won 2 Nobel Prizes. And Linus Pauling also won one of those for the work he did with vitamin C. Linus Pauling also said that every single disease, this guy won 2 Nobel Prizes, 2 of them, not 1, 2. He's got 2 more than me, 2 more than all of you as well, probably. But he said that low minerals were the number 1 cause of all disease on the planet. Low minerals. That's why we put every mineral that your body needs in the Detox Pro Plus, at least 84 of them. It's way more than you're going to be getting anywhere else. He also said that vitamin C, ascorbic acid, because it turns into H2O2, basically like hydrogen peroxide in the blood, is one of the best things that humans can be consuming on a regular basis because we do not make vitamin C. Okay. Most of the animals that are out there make their own vitamin C. Humans don't. Okay. There's a couple other ones that don't, but humans are the main ones. And so Linus Pauling would talk about the Linus Pauling dosage. How would he figure that out? He would have people take 1,000 milligrams every 2 hours until they either got gassy, bloated, or diarrhea. What he found is that most adults are around 3,000 milligrams a day. And when you're sick, so a good dose, according to Linus Pauling, is 3,000 milligrams a day of liposomal vitamin C. Now, if you don't want to take ascorbic acid, you can use camu. That's a natural form of vitamin C. You can use elderberry. Elderberry is a good strong of natural form of vitamin C. But I use ascorbic acid. It's fine, no problems. I don't have any issues with it. And yes, that's what I would do is that. So when you're sick, I don't think you can get enough vitamin C. Okay. I do IVs of it regularly. When I do a vitamin C IV, I do between 50 and 100 grams, not milligrams, grams of vitamin C in an IV. Bypasses your GI tract and you have no problems with that. Okay. As far as like vitamin C doesn't boost the immune system, what it does is it bolsters it. What do I mean? Well, your immune system have generals and have soldiers, and your soldiers need ammunition. And some of the ammunition comes in the form of ascorbic acid, vitamin C. So the more vitamin C you take, now if you start getting diarrhea, loose stool, you've met your threshold for as much as you could possibly absorb. Okay, and when you hit those, then you're going to get diarrhea, loose stool, or bowel issues. So usually between 2,000 and 3,000 milligrams a day is what most adults need. Most kids can get away with 1,000 milligrams a day, but it just depends because it depends on your body and your lifestyle and what you do. Because sugar, any type of sugar, processed sugars or whatnot, is going to extinguish vitamin C absorption in your body. So the more sugars you consume, and the average American consumes 150 pounds of sugar per year, you're going to need a lot of vitamin C to offset that. So I hope that helps answer your question. Vitamin C is not the only thing that you should do, but it's a great one. Okay. Oh, great. Okay, good. Grateful for you too. Thank you so much. I appreciate you and everyone in Japan. Thank you so much. Ed says, hey, I got a weird question, Doc. What are my thoughts on recognizing diet drinks as sugar? True or false? Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. We tested this. So we use continuous glucose monitors, and we did this with a group of my patients. Man, I've done this actually 3 or 4 times, and we've done it with hundreds of people. And I'm going to tell you, every single person except for a few interesting people, and I still don't understand why, but they're like exceptions to the rule. Most people, whenever they have a diet drink that has aspartame or, some type of fake sugar in it, it doesn't cause an immediate spike of glucose and insulin, but it does cause a problem downstream with the liver. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I mean, look, I'm not going to encourage you guys to drink sodas and have a bunch of sugars and whatnot. But if you're going to ask me, is it better for you to have a regular soda or a diet soda? When I hear the word diet, if you have kids on here, close your ears. Okay. I'm going to 3, 2, 1, close your ears. When I hear the word diet or fat free, my brain flashes a sign that says chemical shitstorm. Okay. Don't eat that. Don't put that in your body. Look, Ed, you put aspartame, the fake sugar, okay, fake sweetener, down on the ground next to real sugar in front of like a colony of ants, that the ants will literally go around the fake sugar to the real sugar. They ain't eating that stuff. It's poison. You shouldn't be eating it either. Okay. So yeah, man, hate to burst some people's bubbles, but it's not necessarily as much of a sugar spiker. Some people it did spike the sugar on it. Those are the exceptions of the rule, but it definitely jacked up the liver metabolism. I mean, those things are bad for your cells in your body. Some of them are neurotoxins. I mean, aspartame in some people will fire up MS and Parkinson's and migraines, all that kind of stuff. Okay. All those things. Sarah says, love the grounding sheets as well. We have straps that hold them on because of the dogs. Yep. I totally get it. All right. Lori says, hey doc, what are the dangers of EMF, electromagnetic fields? I actually have an EMF. So I have a little gauge that I actually, you can measure. It's not, well, I need to put a battery in here, but this is a little machine that we use to measure EMF. It's an EMF meter. You can buy these online for cheap. I mean, it's probably less than $50 for one of these things. So I use, like, I've got an EMF protector here on my phone. She Legit is an EMF protector. So if you get this in your body, She Legit's in here that can protect your body from EMF, electromagnetic fields. You guys have heard people say, that his house he lives under power lines, right? Well, that's not good, right? When somebody, it lives under power lines, because those electromagnetic frequencies disrupt your frequencies. You remember we always talk about your body's 47 trillion cells have a battery in it. Well, that battery is a frequency. And so if you've got negative frequencies coming at your body that your body can't adapt to, it's going to scramble your DNA and scramble your cells. And there are things like you can paint your walls with EMF paint. We have all over our house EMF blockers that you plug into the walls. They look like little Glade plugins, but they're just EMF protectors. We have them on our phones. My son, I usually wear, when I do headphones, I use these wired ones, because I don't want EMF to go into my brain. I'm trying to protect my brain like it's kind of my biggest asset, And so if we have portable headphones, we put these little EMF blockers on there, and it substantially knocks them down. And I know it works because you can see the difference with the EMF protector on and off. Sometime I'll do a demonstration for you and show you that. And then I'll make some recommendations for EMF blockers that we use. But they are dangerous. We use in our practice PEMF, pulsed electromagnetic field therapy. That's something that can help your body deal with the bad EMF. And using grounding sheets can help your body deal with that as well. Can detox your body from the EMF that you're dealing with all day. And then going outside barefoot with no sunglasses on or no glasses on, breathing in that sunshine, going out and getting renewed by the morning sun. Those are powerful things to do. Okay. Okay. Hope that helps. All right. Angie says, hey, what do you think about pine gum spirits on sugar for parasite cleanse? Okay. Have you ever tried that pine gum spirits? That stuff is tough. It's like turpentine. Turpentine kills parasites too. It might also kill you. I mean, it's horrible. I've done that before. So Angie, here's what I'll tell you. You can do it. You don't have to. Like, let me give you an example. Let me just tell you this straight first. This is going to really peeve off a lot of people because a lot of people have this cognitive dissonance that every problem is a parasitic problem. It's not. We coexist with a lot of parasites. Did you know that? We coexist with them. But when our terrain gets jacked up and we let those guys overpopulate our system, that's not good. That's when it causes problems because we get overgrowth with parasites. Those parasites eat and they defecate, and their defecation is a neurotoxin to our cells, to our body, to everything. Okay. So those are big issues. All right. I was looking for this. Didn't know where it was. So from a parasitic standpoint, I use the Detox Pro Plus. We made this this is anti-parasitic. Look, I'm just telling you, I am not doing a good job explaining this to people because I don't know why in the heck that every man, woman, and child in the entire world is not using this every day. Like, I have not done a good job explaining this. It's anti-parasitic, anti-candida, antifungal. It helps pull out heavy metals, microtoxins, environmental toxins. It can deal with nanotech that's in the body, nanogels. It can deal with glyphosates. We saw PFAS levels reduced with this. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So I have a detox. We have a protocol we put together for Biolimitless for parasites. And we use the triple stack. So we use the Cell Signal, the Master Microbiotics, and the Detox Pro Plus. I created these formulas to be multi-purpose formulas. People got so tired of taking 20, 30 or 40 medications or supplements at a time. So we tried to make a products that do multiple things. And that's what's really unique about this line. This is truly made by functional medicine practitioners we use in our practices every day to help heal our patients. This is not just some random person that, looks some stuff up on ChatGPT and, read off of a transcript and now they're, selling a bunch of products to you. Like, this is a different deal. Okay. Now, Angie, here's what I'll tell you. If you want to get a little bit of a kick in the pants with the parasite cleanse, you got to add a multi-enzyme with it for sure. You got to have binders and chelators. That's what this is. Okay. And it's got the things in it that kill parasites. But you want to add some clove, but it's got to be fresh clove, fresh ground clove. That will kill parasites. Wormwood. Okay. Wormwood. And then oregano. Big fan of adding those. Okay. There's a lot of things that can kill parasites. But if you're really going to do a parasitic detox, you got to do it for 3 months straight. Excuse me. Because, parasites hatch with the full moon, right? That's why people are a little bit more squirrelier during the full moon, because those little parasites, those little demons that get inside people, they hatch at a full moon. And that's why ERs are crazier and people act a little nuttier. And I mean, it's pretty wild what you can see. And your dogs, if they act wild when the full moon's out, they got parasites. So I give my dogs the Detox Pro Plus as well. But I mean, I've used it before. I don't need it. It's kind of like, if I'm going rabbit hunting, I don't need to take a 50 caliber machine gun. It's a little overkill. You can use pine gum spirits with sugar on it, but that's not for me. That's kind of old school. So I hope that answers your question. Okay. Okay. All right. So Lori, great question. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you asked me this. What's the difference between Lugol's iodine and Povo iodine? Okay. Lugol's iodine is a type of iodine that you can ingest. Okay. It can go in your eyes, in your ears, up your nose, in your mouth, anywhere you want. No problem. On your skin, etc. Perfect. Povo iodine, you don't want to ingest it. You can rinse your nose out with it. You can clean cuts out with it. You can put a little iodine on your forearm and let it sit, and you can absorb Povo iodine that way. You can gargle with a little bit of watered down Povo iodine, but Povo iodine is not for consumption. Okay. Povo iodine is cheap. You can buy a big thing of Povo iodine on Amazon for $6. It'll last you a year. Okay. Lugol's iodine is made from seaweed or kelp or something of that nature. And it's an edible, consumable form of iodine. Great question. So glad you asked that. Okay. Leanne says, hey, what about strep throat? My granddaughter gets it several times a year. She's 11. She had her tonsils removed and still getting sick. Okay. Well, first of all, you got to gargle with some salt water and iodine. Gargle with salt water and iodine. That'll kill it on contact. You want to kill also strep on contact, take your ascorbic acid vitamin C, open it up, the powder, put it in your warm salt water. It's got iodine in it. Gargle with that and spit it out when you're done. That will kill strep and other bacteria and funguses and mold and thrush on contact. Okay. So that's number one. Then we got to bolster up the immune system. Something's causing a problem, and she probably has a weakened, compromised microbiome. You know, people are familiar with the microbiome in the gut, but you have a biome in your ears, eyes, nose, throat, and sinuses. And if that's off, and that's off more than the gut bacteria with people, that's a big issue. So put her on the master microbiotics, have her eat some fermented food regularly. Listen, I'm a huge fan of putting everybody on the Detox Pro Plus regularly. Okay. Most people don't need their tonsils removed. That's that's an old school archaic thing. That's like putting leeches on somebody. Okay. They remove the tonsils, which is a immune system organ, because they don't know what else to do. And I get it. Someone's like, well, they swell up so big, they're closing. That's an emergency situation. That's a bad deal. Okay. Now I will tell you this, we've done this many times. I've had people that are having trouble swallowing or eating, and they got massive freaking tonsils. We take vitamin C, ascorbic acid, liquid ascorbic acid, and we literally put it right on those tonsils. And it burns, but it kills that stuff up and it shrinks them down. And then sometimes you just got to drain. You get tonsil stones in there, and they need drained out. So, Leanne, that's what I would do that with her for sure. Okay. Hey, Judy Gambino, amazing woman. Her and her husband, Rick, great guys. Love and appreciate you guys both. Okay. Elaine, hello. Finally reconnecting with you. Glad to see you too. Good to see you, Elaine. Welcome. Blood work done. ALT was 14. I don't know what that test is for. That's a liver enzyme. That means, Julie, that your body has most likely been consuming too many carbohydrates for too long, and your liver is agitated, it's congested, and it's getting fatty. And so you need to go on a low carb, high fat, high protein diet, like a carnivore keto food plan. The Detox Pro Plus formula is amazing for phase 1, phase 2 liver detox. Go get something called milk thistle. Start taking 1,000 milligrams a day of milk thistle. And then, hey, learn how to make this tea. This is Warrior's Blood tea. Take a screenshot of this, Julie, take a screenshot of this and start making this. That's fantastic for the liver. And then you got to give your body time. Usually every liver patient I have as well, I put them on the cell signal formula. Why? Because this opens up all the pathways and it gets you into ketosis. I wish you understood the power of ketosis. It is such an important thing to have, and it's one of the biggest problems that people deal with, period. Okay. Ms. Lori says, what about dry mouth syndrome? What can be done? Well, first of all, if it's a female over the age of 40, you got to check your progesterone levels, because if your progesterone levels are too low, you're going to dry out everywhere, especially the mouth. Okay. Now, you also want to look and see, man, there's so many things you can do for this. You need to make sure that you can breathe through your nose. Because if you're not a nose breather and you're a mouth breather, you're going to dry your mouth out. That can lead to cavities, gingivitis. It can lead to periodontal disease. It can lead to a lot of problems. So you should be rinsing. Like, here's what you should do to your mouth every day. Please remember this or write this down. First thing in the morning, what I want you to do is I want you to get some of the Detox Pro Plus and some baking soda. I want you to brush your teeth with this. Okay. Put about a couple drops on your tongue, maybe like third of a dropper. Take your toothbrush and put your toothbrush in the baking soda. Scrub your tongue, brush your teeth real good. 3 to 4 minutes. Do that. That'll give you the minerals. It'll kill if there's a biofilm. Most people have cavities. Most people have bad breath. Most people have gingivitis, periodontal disease, because they have something in their mouth called a biofilm. This will kill off the biofilm. Okay. So do that first. Then get some coconut oil. Every day do this. Get some coconut oil. Put about a half a teaspoon coconut oil. Put it in your mouth. Swish it around. Move it around. Do all that for about a minute to 2 minutes. Spit that in the trash can, not the sink. You put coconut oil in the sink, it'll once it gets cold, it'll harden up and block your pipes. Do that, and then get on a master microbiotic formula and start eating some fermented foods. Lori, I'm telling you that 9 times out of 10 will help. Make sure you can nasal breathe. Make sure that if you don't, start mouth taping, especially at nighttime. That'll help you a bunch. Check your progesterone levels and do the toothbrushing thing that we talked about. Okay. Elaine says, can you take zinc every day? Yeah. I've been taking zinc every day for probably 20 years. Very, very good for you. Very good. Zinc, it's a chelated form. You want zinc glycinate. Okay. Susan says, why do I have dry mouth after taking bio? Oh, this is why. Because you're not drinking enough water and you don't have enough good fat in your diet. Okay. So she's taking some of the BioLimitless products, probably the Cell Reset and Cell Reset and Neuro Reboot. Those formulas they could dry people out sometimes in their mouth if they are not getting enough good fat in their diet. Susan, you a coffee drinker or a tea drinker? First thing in the morning, take a spoonful of MCT oil or coconut oil, put in your coffee, start up drinking down and eat it. That's going to be good for you. Okay. Make sure you are hydrating plenty. Okay. Because when you start getting those products in you, they're metabolic boosters and they need a lot of water to work. Water moves things in the body. Okay. So Susan, great freaking question. Do that. Get some more good fat. All right. And I know you're drinking water all day long, but put some salt in that water and put a squeeze of lemon and lime. You could drink a gallon of water by itself and still be dehydrated because water doesn't hydrate you. Minerals do. Okay. It's a sign of minerals that are low in your body. Okay. Trisha says, how do I activate my parasympathetic nervous system? Okay. Well, there's an exercise. There's 12 exercises I teach people, and our vagus nerve protocol. You should go get that. Okay. But here's what you can do. Humming stimulates the vagus nerve. Singing stimulates the vagus nerve. Massaging your carotids here stimulates the vagus nerve. Gargling, right? For 2 to 3 minutes stimulates the vagus nerve. Stretching your neck. You can go on YouTube and look up vagus nerve exercises. Go see the chiropractor. Get your neck adjusted. That stimulates the vagus nerve. You can get devices at home like a pulsetto device. We use electrical devices in my practice that are very strong to stimulate the vagus nerve. You can take some cold water, real cold, put some ice in it, stick your face in that water, a couple seconds, come out of there. That stimulates the vagus nerve. Okay. Deep breathing exercises stimulates the vagus nerve. Grounding outside stimulates the vagus nerve. At nighttime, later on, I don't have them with me. I had them on earlier. Put on your blue blockers. That stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system. Those are some things, Trisha, that you can do. Okay. Melissa, the exact same things that I just told Trisha to do will help with anxiety. Now, listen, I need people to understand this. I don't know why we vilify and confuse the hell out of anxiety and depression. Usually you're not depressed or anxious. You either have a blood sugar problem, a liver metabolism problem, you're not getting enough minerals, you're too low in protein, or you're not breathing proper, or your gut's a mess. Like, that's it. There's like 7 or 8 things that can cause anxiety. And, people just own that diagnosis. And it's just crazy that people try to own that as a diagnosis. And, it's just anxiety and depression are pretty easy to deal with. There's physical components that cause. You want to know why people get so confused whenever I talk to them about health? Because I talk to them about what health really is. It's not, you know what? Just take this, you'll be fine. It don't work that way. Like, I just did a consultation with a patient of mine in Idaho, and I'm like, look, we've cleared out the chemical issues. We got to do some physical work to your body. I either need to get you with somebody that knows what they're doing, which is pretty damn far and few between, or I need you to fly into St. Louis and spend a month here. So she's getting a house, an Airbnb for a month, and she's moving here so we can get the physical component dealt with. There's physical stuff that can cause anxiety and depression. Your doctors don't have a damn clue about any of that stuff. There was a recent study done out of the University of University of Minnesota recently that showed that diet and exercise and prioritizing sleep outperforms all antidepressant medications and anxiety meds, all your SSRIs. So there you Amber says, hey, I've been following you since 2020. Thank you, Amber. I appreciate that. Listening to you has kept me healthy and not sick. Thank you so much. I'm 71. Just can't thank you enough. I use all your products. Thanks, Amber. I appreciate you. You guys are great. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Let's see. How many times a day can one take Detox Pro Plus? 2 droppers full per day. You can do it the first couple weeks. If you want to do it 3 times a day, you can. Most people do it twice, and then they'll do that for a couple weeks, and they'll go down to 1. Chris says, hey, my wife's pregnant. Congratulations. And constipated. That sucks. Don't want over the counter junk. Oh, all right. You can't poop. Here you go. This is what I call the Bio-Limitless Osmolarity drink. Chris, have your wife in the morning and at nighttime do this. This is going to get her moving and grooving big time. Number 1, 4 to 6 ounces of room temperature or warm water. Number 2, a full teaspoon, or if you want to go even more, up to a tablespoon of salt. That's fine too. Not table salt, not sodium chloride, real organic sea salt. Okay. Squeeze of lemon or a squeeze of lime. 2 droppers full of the Detox Pro Plus. Okay. 500 milligrams of magnesium citrate, which we also refer to as magnesium shit straight through a screen door. Okay. You do that in the morning, and then in the evening time, do the same thing, but now add a teaspoon of chia seeds to that. Let it sit for 10 minutes, drink it down. That will help her. Chris, do me a favor, brother. If that does not get, her bowels moving and grooving, then it could be because the baby's in a position that needs to be kind of moved around a little bit. There are doctors that are specialized in a technique called Webster technique. I learned from Dr. Webster 25 years ago on how to turn babies and move babies in the womb. That might be something to look into. Or if she can't poop and she's got low back pain, take her to the chiropractor. You should be getting your pregnant mamas all adjusted during pregnancy. It helps the recovery. It helps for delivery. It stops failure to thrive. It stops failure to progress. It's one of the best things that you can do. Do that, Chris. Let us know. I mean, like if she starts this tomorrow or tonight, 2 days from now, she should be good. Now, if she starts like too much, then pull off the magnesium citrate. Keep everything else going. Do that for the rest of her pregnancy. Keep me posted on that. Denise says, talk about monster drinks. They're horrible. Red Bull, Monster, Celsius, horrible for you. I don't know what else to tell you. They're horrible. You shouldn't be drinking a bunch of caffeinated B vitamins anyway. And they're the wrong kind of B vitamins. They're the cheap synthetic either cyanocobalamin or some other crap. Like, it's horrible. I can't tell you how many people kill their adrenals, kill their brain, kill their dopamine, kill their testosterone, kill their heart, cause high blood pressure from monster drinks. Celsius. What's that really? Prime? That is just SHIT water. It's crazy. So yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's see. A couple more questions, then I got to get going. Maybe one more I'll do. We talked about anxiety already. Barb, hey, Barb, thanks, Barb. Appreciate you. Okay. What's a good replacement for prescription anti-inflammatory? Omega-3 fish oils, but like real omega-3 fish oils. Okay. And you want to get them from like sardines or from like krill, or the smaller the fish, the less the toxins. Okay. And you need to take a minimum, Sandy, of 3 grams to 6 grams a day. 3 grams to 6 grams a day is fantastic for anti-inflammatory. Let me tell you something. In our body, you can go to your doctor and have a blood test that's called the omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. It should be a 1-to-1 ratio. If it's 1-to-1, there's no pain. Okay. But in America, it's usually like for every 1 omega-3, there's like 20 omega-6s. You got to avoid vegetable oils and seed oils because those are pro-inflammatory, Sandy. And get gluten and dairy out of your diet. Those are pro-inflammatory. And use high-dose omega-3 fish oils. That's fantastic for you. High-dose omega-3 fish oils is an absolute game changer. I also like high dose vitamin D, and I like high dose vitamin E as well for inflammation and pain. So go get some vitamin D. Start taking 10,000 IUs of that. Go get some omega-3 fish oils, 3 to 6 grams a day of that, and then turmeric is fantastic as well. 3,000 milligrams a day of turmeric. Amazing thing you can do. Okay. Linda says, hey, Doc, I'm 70. What vitamins do you recommend? The ones that you are deficient in. Because that's the ones that you need. I don't really recommend a lot of vitamins for people. You guys see, I don't have a multivitamin in my line. I don't recommend multivitamins. Why? Because if you have the basics, which is your minerals, which here's your minerals. Okay. There's 84 of them in here. Okay. If you have that, you're good with your minerals, and you use salt, sea salt regularly throughout the day. Here's all your methylated B vitamins that you need. Okay. I believe every woman, and I think men too, but every woman should be on an organic or grass-fed beef liver extract pill. Well, there's a bunch of vitamins and minerals right there. I believe that everybody should be taking some cod liver oil every day. There's your vitamin A, D, E, and K. And then I believe that everybody should be trying to eat a clean, sensible diet, high in good proteins, high in good fats, having some decent, lightly cooked vegetables. And if you are going to have fruit a couple times a week, berries only. You do that, Linda, you don't need a bunch of vitamins. Okay, so I do believe that everybody should be supplementing additional vitamin D3. You're not going to pull me off that. And I know it's weird how that seems to be a controversial conversation, but 22 years of doing what I do, I can't unsee what I've seen. I live in Missouri, it's the show me say. I can't unsee what I've seen. Okay. I just can't unsee what I've seen. Okay. All right, Miss Barb, we're going to end it with you. She says, give me that tea recipe again. By the way, this tea recipe was given to me by an amazing friend of mine, Tony the X-Man Freeman. Go look up Tony the X-Man Freeman. Somebody go look up Tony the X-Man Freeman right now. And he's a good friend of mine, he's been on the stage on Mr. Olympia multiple times. One of the smartest dudes I know. You want to talk about OGs that know how to biohack the body? Those are your bodybuilders. Okay. So there's your Warrior Blood tea right there. Take a picture of it. Miss Barb was asking about that. There's the tea recipe right there. Warrior's Blood tea. Sipping on that every day is fantastic. Okay. Perfect. Okay. And then Sandy says, hey, Doc, love mouth taping, been doing almost 10 years. People think I'm cray-cray, but you're going to outlive all your cray-cray friends because you're breathing through your nose. By the way, people who breathe through their mouth, those are cray-cray people. You ever hear people go, well, that guy's a mouth breather. That's because when you breathe through your mouth, you don't ionize your frontal lobe and your brain can't work like it's supposed to. I'm just saying, it's just the truth. Okay. It's just the truth. All right, folks, been a long day for Dr. Eric. I am going to, I'm going to go see my wife and kids for a little bit. I got to shave. Apparently I look a little roughy and scruffy today, and then I'm going to get back at it tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm really excited. I'll be with you guys again. Listen, I'm doing a 5-part series. We just finished day 3 today on why you're stuck, because health is physical, chemical, and neuroemotional. And we've been talking how to break through your stuckness and how to let go of the identity of being sick, because that is a thing. I see it all the time. And I'm going to be doing day 4 tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. So, folks, thank you guys. Appreciate you all so much. I love all the comments I'm getting. Hope you guys learned something. Okay. You guys got questions, put them in the chat. My team will look for them and send them to me. I will not be here this Friday morning. I've got a prior engagement, but there's a lot of really cool stuff coming down the pipe. I can't wait to share with you. So I love and appreciate all of you guys. Thanks for spending time with me, and love and appreciate you there. Pauline, one of my good friends in Costa Rica, love and appreciate her and her family more than she knows as well. Guys, have an amazing day. Have a great night. And please remember, self-care is the real healthcare. And the more you learn how to take care of yourself, the less you're going to be dependent on a system that wants to keep you fat, sick, and nearly dead. Until we meet again, have a blessed night. Love and appreciation to you all. And remember, be well because you are. Good night, everybody.